So we've all heard the cliched phrase, the pen is mightier than the sword. But is the pen mightier than the scalpel? And is the pen so mighty, in fact, that it can perform neurosurgery? Let me explain. So my supervisor is a neurosurgeon up at Sunnybrook Hospital. And for the first part of my PhD, I had the amazing opportunity to watch him perform a lot of brain surgeries. And as I was watching these surgeries, it became really obvious that one of the most dangerous parts of neurosurgery is when the surgeon has to drill through the skull in order to access the brain for things like tumor resection. So we realized that the tools that are used are not that dissimilar to what you find in the hardware aisle at Canadian Tire. So we were thinking, how do we improve this paradigm? Well, us being optics engineers, we thought, okay, let's use lasers. So for the first part of my PhD, that's exactly what I did. I combined two types of lasers, a high-powered laser and a low-powered laser. And the high-powered laser does the cutting through the bone. And the low-powered laser does real-time measurement of how deep we're going through the target. And once we hit a certain target, we're able to stop the high-powered laser. And in terms of our experimental results, we're able to achieve up to sub-millimeter accuracy in terms of depth targeting. Okay, so now we create this laser, and it's pretty accurate. It's not like we're just going to hand it to the surgeon and have them kind of cut with the laser by hand, right? How do we maintain this spatial accuracy? Well, again, us being engineers, we thought, why don't we just put it on a robot? The only problem is that most surgeons and most doctors aren't robotics engineers. So how do we create an intuitive way for the doctor to guide the robot where they want to cut on the patient? Well, we asked the question, how do they do it right now with first-year neurosurgical residents? So the answer to that is they just take a simple sterile surgical pen or pencil, which is found in the OR already, and they draw a line on the exposed skull of where they want the resident to cut. And they hand the resident the drill and say, follow the line. So we thought if a resident can do it, a robot can do it too. So for the second part of my PhD, I used a state-of-the-art surgical camera system. And I wrote an algorithm that was able to detect where the surgeon had made the mark compared to the rest of the surgical field, and take that information and send that as position data for the robot, tell the robot to cut. And in terms of our experimental results, again, we were able to get sub-millimeter positioning cutting accuracy using the robot and the laser. So to answer the question, is the pen mightier than the scalpel? I mean, maybe with the right laser and the right robot and the right engineering, it very well could be. Thank you.